going to heaven to be able to respond.
Crazy. All right, guys, we're going to do the Banana Blitz right now for UFC Vegas 106. Main event is Gilbert Burns and Michael Morales. Like that fight. There's a lot of good fights on the card. Pretty underrated card. We're back at the Apex. First time in the Apex in 1 month. We're going to do it right now. We're going to go we'll go back and forth. Grant to Elle, Elle to Grant. Actually, ladies first. What's the most hyped fight at UFC Vegas 106?
Okay. The most hyped fight. I mean, it's got to be. Ooh, actually, you know what? My most hyped fight is Julian Erosa versus Melky Costa.
That was my favorite.
That is going to be amazing.
That was my pick. That should be the coming event.
Okay, there you go.
Shit.
This could be it too. What is the underrated banger of UFC Vegas 106?
Ooh.
Underrated banger for me is Sadiq Youssef versus Marlon Santos.
That's a good fight.
Yeah. I
Santos
think
is coming off into Elle versus Francis Marshall, right?
He is, but he'll bounce. I think he's going to bounce. No, I actually think Sadiq's going to beat him, to be honest with you. But I think that's going to be a really good fight. I don't think
lightweight too. That's interesting.
I think that helps Sadiq, to be honest.
It says it's a lightweight.
Unless
that's a misprint.
I think it was short notice.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been trying to fill cards, so
and we're just being funny real quick. All of us over Santos. That was a good fight. He tried his hardest. He didn't have the judges' scorecard.
I'm kidding. Carry on. I'm kidding.
No. Santos is a good mixed martial artist. That's what I was getting at. He's a good fighter.
I think if without me answering the exact same thing I just said, which was Erosa versus Costa, I think that is the underrated banger is probably Youssef and Santos. Yeah. I expect that to be a really fun, at least first 2 rounds.
Okay. What is the guaranteed fight that will be finished at UFC Vegas 106?
Guaranteed finish? Ooh. I'm gonna take Thiago Moises to finish Jared Gordon.
Wow. Via submission?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know who's going to finish. I think the fight will end in a finish. I think it's going to be the main event. I think
that's the answer. Yeah, dude. Michael Morales? Yeah.
But my thing is like he's either going to starch Gilbert Burns or we're going to find out he's not as good as we all think he is. I do not think this goes 5 rounds. I think this ends with I think if this was a 3-round fight, we would still see a finish.
I completely agree. Completely agree with that.
And I'm not
the exact opposite of that.
I'm saying either way. Like
No, I could see Gilbert getting a sneaky submission in there. Like Mike, I can see it. So I'm leaning Morales. I am leaning Morales, but I can see Gilbert winning in a way. The exact opposite. What fight will definitely go the distance at UFC Vegas 106?
I am gonna say the women's bantamweight fight is definitely going the distance. Luana Santos versus Tainara Lisboa.
Yep. We're all looking forward to that one.
Mine, I do think this is going to be a good fight, but I do think it will be a decision. I'm going to pick again Sadiq Youssef and Santos. I think that Sadiq fighting at 155, his chin will be a little bit more durable, and I don't think Santos is as I don't think he has the finishing ability that everybody thinks he does. He finished in the Ultimate Fighter finale, and that was a great finish. I just don't think the good guys in the UFC run into those kinds of shots, so I think that will be a decision.
Love it. I thought we knew the answer, but maybe not. We've talked about it. What is the lock? Who's the lock of the card at UFC Vegas 106?
The lock of the card for me is Thiago Moises.
Yeah, Thiago Moises. I like Jared quite a bit. I've went a 3-round fight with him and I submitted him once. I've gone thousands of rounds with Thiago Moises and submitted him the same amount of times. So in my head, that Moises is unless he absolutely craps the bed somehow, I think the lock is Thiago Moises.
Wow, you guys are spot on. All right. Who is your underdog pick at UFC Vegas 106?
You go first.
Mine's Julian Erosa. I know we're hanging around the same 3 fights, but
That's fine. Yeah, that's where the action's at. I like it.
I really think that Julian Erosa, if he doesn't get knocked out, I don't think he'll lose this fight. And I think anybody can get knocked out, but I just see Julian. I really think he's going to win this fight. I really do.
Wow.
I'm looking up the line right now.
They've been even money.
That's surprising to me. I'm actually going to take Luana Pinheiro to beat Tisha Pennington.
I can see that.
Okay. I like what Jackie was saying. I think the throws, Tisha likes to work in the clinch a lot. I think Luana's judo will help her a lot.
I like it. All right. Who is the biggest superstar at UFC Vegas 106?
Biggest superstar?
Yeah.
I mean, right now it's gotta be Gilbert Burns.
Yeah.
It could be Morales if he gets a devastating finish, but it's Gilbert.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Gilbert's like the like when you see this card, I think you're going, oh my goodness, Gilbert Burns is fighting. Who's he fighting? And then you're like, oh yeah, that guy's really good. What's his name? He's really good. And so I think, but I think after this fight, we could be seeing another superstar arise.
Okay. Well, that maybe 2 more questions. That could be the answer. On this one, though, who is the prospect to watch at UFC Vegas 106?
Yeah, I think it's got to be Michael Morales because, like Grant said earlier, we're either going to see how good he is or how good he is not. Like, this is the first time we're seeing him really tested in this test. So.
I'm going to say Connor Matt. No, I'm just kidding. I'm interested to see. Yeah, I'm interested to see how Marlon Santos does. But I got to agree with her. It's probably Michael, whatever.
Michael Morales.
I do think there's some interest in Park Hyung-sung as well. Like undefeated at flyweight. We've been seeing a lot of new flyweights come onto people's radar lately. Like Tamarov, Joshua Van. Like there's some Andre Lima. There's some really exciting talent at flyweight too. So I think the division's got a little bit of a spark. So there's definitely some interest in another undefeated flyweight too.
Total side note, and I want to finish this segment first, so when we clip it, it's gonna be amazing. Did you see the Hiraguchi betting line?
Oh, for Kyoji?
Yeah,
I have not yet.
He's a small underdog. I was like, what?
Kyoji is?
Yeah,
good money, guys.
There you go. All right, what fighter has the most to gain at UFC Vegas 106?
The most to gain? I mean. Probably Michael Morales. It's his first big win. But also, Rodolfo Bellato, if he somehow pulls off something against Paul Craig, he could have a really big moment as well.
Oh, I think he's defeating Paul Craig this Saturday.
I could see it. I could see it.
Wait. You guys are saying that Paul Craig... What were you saying about Paul Craig?
Paul Craig, I believe, will take an L this Saturday night.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say, so does everybody else. Like,
yeah.
He's huge under. Yeah. I thought you were saying
Bellato stands to gain a lot from beating Paul Craig.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. I think it's a good win. It's a big name. I don't disagree.
Yeah, I thought you guys were saying like, oh, Paul, like he could lose this fight. I was like, Paul Craig is definitely gonna lose this fight. What do you?
Okay.
I think he probably.
Yeah. Michael Morales is mine.
So Michael Morales, Banana Blitz. Last one though. Maybe the same answer, maybe not. Who has the most to lose at UFC Vegas 106?
Has the most to lose?
For me, to be honest with you, it's Sadiq. I know he's an underdog here, but dude, he's only lost to the best fighters in the world. I was at 145 around the same time that Sadiq got signed to the UFC, and there was so much hype behind this kid, and I absolutely do think that his hype has kind of fallen off. He's taken 3 really big losses, but to really, really good competition. Edson Barbosa, Arnold Allen, and Diego. So it's like, he hasn't lost to anybody bad. If he loses this fight against Marlon Santos, who is arguably coming off of a loss to Marshall, I think that it's kind of the end for him.
I agree. I think this is their opportunity to either throw Sadiq a bone or build a new prospect out of Myron.
Wow, there we go. All right, that's Banana Blitz.